When the whole world was in the race of electric vehicles and every company was talking about EV, battery, range, and charging infrastructure, at that time General Motors, i.e. GM, did something that shook the entire auto industry. Imagine when everyone was talking about motor and battery, GM quietly dropped such a bomb in the world of petrol engines that is enough to give sleepless nights to EV companies. This is not any ordinary engine. It is a brand new high-performance V8 engine which has become synonymous with both power and speed. Now the big question arises. Why did GM take such a big bet on a petrol engine in the era of EV? Is there any technology in it that will force even giants like Tesla and BYD to think? Is this engine so powerful that the glory of EVs will fade? And how will this engine change the future of vehicles? In this video, we will show you the power of this engine technology and the reason due to which it can change the whole game. Stay till the end of the video because the revelations that are going to happen next can blow the mind of any auto lover. And yes, before moving ahead in the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can get such strong automobile updates. First, before knowing about that new V8 engine of GM, let us understand what General Motors, i.e. GM Motor, is and what kind of vehicles this company is famous for. Because when the name of a company is taken all over the world, then there is definitely a reason behind it. General Motors is a well-known and very old automobile company of America which started in 1908. This is the brand that has seen the world of cars rise and fall and has itself been a player who has survived in every era. GM Motor is the parent company of many famous brands like Chevrolet, GMC, Cadillac, and Buick. Now if we talk about which type of vehicles GM is most popular for, then the direct answer is powerful and big-sized vehicles. Yes, GM Motor is best known for pickup trucks, SUVs, and muscle cars. Trucks like Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra are the first choice of people in America. At the same time, luxury SUVs like Cadillac Escalade are also part of GM's portfolio, which is liked by everyone from Hollywood to the business world. Now, let's take a look at the performance of GM Motor last year, i.e., 2024. So, you will be surprised to know that GM sold about 6.3 million vehicles worldwide last year. This is not a small figure. The highest sales of these vehicles took place in America, where GM is still the market leader. At the same time, the second largest market for GM is China, where the company manufactures and sells Buick and Chevrolet vehicles through joint ventures like ICGM. Apart from this, GM also has a good presence in areas like Canada, South America, the Middle East, and Africa. Now, let's talk about GM's current position. Even though brands like Toyota and Volkswagen are at number 1 and 2 globally, GM is still counted among the top 5 auto companies. Especially in America, GM's supremacy still remains intact. And GM is not behind in the EV race either. With models like Chevrolet Bolt EV, Cadillac Lyriq, and Hummer EV, the company is constantly making its portfolio electric. GM has even announced that after 2035, it will make only EVs. But in the meantime, when GM has launched a new petrol V8 engine, it shows that the company still understands the needs of all types of customers. Return of petrol engine amidst EV revolution. Why did GM do this when the whole world is running towards electric vehicles? When every company is running after EV batteries, charging stations, and silent motors, at such a time if a company brings back the petrol engine, that too with a powerful engine like V8, then the question arises, why did GM play this gamble? Have they gone mad, or are they seeing something that is hidden from other companies? There is not just one answer behind this decision, but there are many layers which show that this step of GM is not a hasty step but a well-thought-out strategy. First of all, understand that as fast as the EV market has grown, some problems have also come up at the same speed. People are buying EVs, but many people are still confused. Somewhere there is tension about charging. Somewhere there is fear about the life of the battery, and somewhere people think twice due to the high price. EVs still work in cities, but for long distances, highways, or hilly roads, people still rely on petrol or diesel. And that's something GM has realized. Not everyone is ready to adopt an EV. GM knows that everyone is dreaming of moving towards EV. But even today, there is a large population that wants classic power, that sound of the engine, that jerk in acceleration, and that feeling that only a real engine can give. Especially in the US, Canada, Australia, and Midwest countries, there is no dearth of such drivers who say, "We want an engine, not a motor." And GM wants to provide an option for these people. That is, this decision has been taken not only according to technology but also according to the psychology of the customer. Now let's look at another reason: market diversification. Becoming completely dependent on EVs is a risky game. If there is ever a problem in the supply chain or the price of any rare metal suddenly increases, such as lithium or cobalt, then the entire EV production can come to a halt. GM does not want to take such a risk. It wants to have options, EV as well as petrol, and in the future hydrogen or biofuel as well. This helps the company maintain its hold in every segment, be it a truck, SUV, or a sports car. Now talking about the emotional connection, the V8 engine is not just a machine but is the automotive identity of America. People have memories associated with it. Its roar at a car show, children's first ride, road trips with their father, all these are associated with that engine. GM knows that just selling new things does not make the brand work. It is also important to remind people of the old. This is why they combined the old classic feel with modern technology and introduced the new V8 engine. GM's strategy is very clear. It is not abandoning EV, but it is not going to say goodbye to petrol anytime soon. It wants to take along every kind of customer. And perhaps this thinking makes it different from other companies. Can this engine slow down EV adoption? When General Motors, GM, announced its new powerful V8 engine, the biggest question that arose was whether this move could slow down the growing trend of electric vehicles a bit. Can this new technology attract people back to the classic petrol engine, or is it only for a specific type of people, i.e., for the niche market? And most importantly, in which vehicles is GM going to install this engine? Let us understand all these things in very simple and easy language. First of all, there is no doubt that the era of EV, i.e., electric vehicles, has arrived. Governments around the world are promoting EV. Companies are also making big plans, and people are also gradually leaning towards electric. But this does not mean that everything will become EV and the rest of the technology will end. In fact, now slowly people have also started understanding some limitations of EV, like battery concern, charging limit, long distance problem, and falling range in cold areas. In such a situation, this new V8 engine of GM has brought a new option for those who want rough and tough power without the tension of charging again and again. Now the question arises: will this engine slow down EV adoption? The simple answer is, not completely, but yes, to some extent. People who still do not trust EVs, who travel a lot on highways or in remote areas, whose work requires heavy trucks or towing, they can definitely return to this type of engine technology. This engine can once again force those users to think who were in the mood to buy an EV but were not able to build complete confidence. And yes, those who want classic driving fun may not want to replace the rumbling sound and powerful shock of the V8 with an electric motor. But it is also true that this technology is not for everyone. It is not going to completely change the mass market because the real focus of EV is on cities, daily commute, and small family cars. At the same time, V8 engines still fit in those vehicles whose job is to show power and performance, i.e., pickup trucks, SUVs, muscle cars, and commercial vehicles. Therefore, it can be said that this technology is mostly for the niche market. But there is a huge number in that niche too that was waiting for this step. Now let's talk about which vehicles GM is going to install this engine in. So first of all, it is clear that this engine has been specially designed for heavy-duty pickup trucks like Chevrolet Silverado HD and GMC Sierra HD, that is, those vehicles which are used for lifting heavy goods, towing, and in works like farm, barn, mountains, and mining. Electric power has not become fully effective in these vehicles even today because they need more torque and long run time, and only a powerful petrol engine can provide that. Apart from this, there is a possibility that GM will also give its upgraded version in some muscle cars like Chevrolet Camaro or Corvette in the coming time, because the entire USP of these vehicles is the sound and performance of the V8 engine. In such a situation, converting them completely into EV can be like losing their old fans. GM's new V8 engine will not be able to completely stop the EV revolution, but it will definitely act as a brake or brace in it. For those who were till now at a crossroads whether to buy an EV or not, this engine has come as a strong option. And with this move, GM is also showing that the company cares not only about the future, but also about the present. If you found this video informative and interesting, then definitely subscribe to the channel so that the next time such a big automobile update comes, you get the notification first.